Well, welcome. Welcome to the fourth video. Welcome back to the fourth video in our series called Growing Your Three Principal Business Through Love and Understanding. And I'm here with my lovely business partner, Sue. Because you just sniffed in the background. That's why I'm introducing you early on, dear. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Sue. I'm a Three Principles facilitator and mentor, and looking forward to this afternoon's call with Sheela and Sheela.
Thank you. Well, my name's Sheela Massand, and I'm also a Three Principle facilitator and a business coach. And we're assuming that you're back here with us, or this may be the first video that you've seen in the series, but we're assuming that you're here because you have a passion to end unnecessary suffering through sharing your understanding of the three principles, and you really, really, really want to earn your living doing just this. We've made this series of videos, and we've made the videos very short and sweet, in our opinion. You know, whether you think 10 minutes or 12 minutes is short and sweet, we've made them deliberately as short as we can so that you can watch these in bite-sized pieces, and we understand and appreciate that time is of the essence. So we're going to dig straight into our content today. I didn't even say the title at the beginning, but this video we've called Making Sales with Greater Ease, Simplicity and Having Fun at the Same Time. So I'm actually going to let Sue kick off with this one. Over to you, Sue.
Okay, thanks. So when we were talking about this, Sheela, the thing is, what occurred to both of us was through an understanding of the three principles is anything that we experience that takes us out of a knowing feeling that we're where we are, where we should be, doing what we should be doing, and being at ease with that is our own thinking. We know that is true of life. Now, it seems to me that there are certain areas in life that we can forget that. And we can say, but no, this really is an area where it has inherent struggle, it has inherent difficulty. Well, there are no exceptions. So what we're addressing, what we're talking about is let's clear up the misunderstanding. Where does unease come from? Where does the awkwardness, the struggle, it comes from the only place it can. That feeling comes from our thinking. Now, when we talk about the sales conversation, what are we talking about? We're talking about having labeled something, and in that label, bringing to it a whole lot of thinking, some of which, perhaps the majority of which, is hidden to us, or from us, rather. And I know this very, very clearly from my own experience. And it was only revealed to me over a period of time just how much thinking I had about the sales process. So by the time I was even beginning to think, well, now I've got to have a conversation, I wasn't okay with it. I was keeping myself in a place that was not okay, and therefore it was never going to be easy. It was never going to be simple, and it certainly was never going to be fun. And it was hard for me, from that position, to recognize that it was just me getting in the way. So really what I've seen since then, and what I'm learning and experiencing, is that I just need to show up in the present moment. Just be there. I don't have to bring anything with me, because what I need will occur to me in the moment. So this isn't going to be necessarily any different to any other conversation. Content will vary, the detail will vary. What I bring to it in the moment will of course be around the focus of the conversation. But it will be primarily a new understanding that I have that enables me to stay in my natural, friendly, open, receptive, and helpful, informative state of mind, rather than just being in thought about, oh, how do I do this? Which would lead to not having the conversation at all, doing anything but. And then if I found myself in a position where I had an opportunity, I would just fumble. And I wouldn't dream of making an offer, because that's just something I just couldn't get my head around. So, I mean, that's the main point that I would like to make about this, is that we can begin to see the neutrality We can see that this is no different to any other area of our life, and we know how wonderful it is when we have insights in any area of our life. Well, this is no different. Insights are available to us. It's happening all the time. But once again, if I or you have thinking in the way, then it's going to be obscured from us. And that's what we're all about. We're saying, let's wipe the windows clean. Let's be able to look out into this clear view and then see. So we don't know what we're going to see because it's in the unknown. So I guess hopefully that's a kind of clear statement about the way I see this.
I love that. So what you've just said about looking out through the clear window, that's just how it feels to me when I think about me and I think about the people that I've worked with and I'm working with. All that's getting in the way is a mucky, that's a very English word, isn't it? A dirty windscreen, and that's the thinking that's coming up for us at that particular moment in time. And it can only be conditioned thinking, because it's not something we actually want to happen. We don't want to have thoughts like, what will they think of me if I make an offer, and am I charging too much money, and will they think I'm stupid? Do they think I'm too fat? Do they think I'm too thin? All those thoughts that could be coming in, and we give them meaning, and we decide whether we believe them or not in the moment, or we don't really make the conscious decision. But all that's the stuff, the dirt, if you like, for me on the windscreen. So I love what you said about being able to see through a clear windscreen. That's beautiful. The way I love to start off when I'm talking to people about the sales conversations when they're having trouble with it is, and again, it's the piece of taking you out of the conversation. Is sales isn't something that we do to somebody else. It's something that we do for them. So it's not we're not doing it to them. It's very much, again, along the lines of what we say in the three principle world. We don't go in trying to fix somebody. We don't go in fixing them like other traditional therapies, techniques. We're there just to point out what's already there. And for me, it's exactly the same with the sales piece. It's already there. It's already innate to us, because we've only got to look at little. They know very well how to sell us on pretty much anything. Doesn't mean that we're always going to say yes, but they are persistent. I remember just yesterday, I was on a call with my group coaching program, and one of the ladies, it's school holidays now, and one of the ladies' little children were in the background, and I could hear her on and on and on. And in the end, we were laughing. She was laughing. She said, "She's not got any problem with selling me." I said, "No, exactly." She was saying, "Mom," I can't remember what it was she wanted. "Mom, I want more." And she went on and on. She wasn't giving up. She didn't give up, but she knew what she wanted, and she was just going to go for it. Unfortunately, over time, those things get, I don't know, not beaten out of us, but we have it's not even out of us, is it? Because what's happened, this is the thing with the principles, it's a taking away, isn't it? It's a falling away of thought, and then we have a freer mind, and we can see more clearly, as you said with the analogy with the car. So what we're talking about with the sales conversation is exactly the same thing. It's allowing all that stuff about you, where you've put you in between you and your client, let's say, all that stuff that about you just is able to fall away the more that you get clearer and clearer that I'm being of service to this person. I'm not doing anything to them. I'm here for them, and I'm here just to have some fun, to have a good time, to make a connection, to really dig in and find out how I can be of service. Now, whenever we want to help somebody, coming from that place just feels so much better. You said earlier on, Sue, we want to help people in the world. If we're here to help people, then there's nothing finer than going into a sales conversation just with that thought on our mind. How can I help? How can I be of service? So you're not doing it's not selling anything to anybody. You're not here to convince anybody of anything. Just here to have, I think I used the analogy somewhere along the line about a dance. It's like a dance partner is going into dance, and maybe you've got a lead because they don't know how to. So
well, it strikes me that a kinder or more helpful title would be service conversation.
Definitely.
So how can I be of service to you?
I like that.
And then, that already has a different feeling. And we're just talking about language. Well, it's just loaded, isn't it? The language is loaded. Now, for some people, they might think, well, that sounds really awkward. So it's not as if there's an alternative that's a fix. We don't need one. When we get clear, the pieces fall into place quite naturally. We return back into our ease. We return back into who we are behind all those layers and those identities. And for me, so much thinking about sales. From a young person, I was never ever going to go into a job of selling. I thought it was abhorrent. That's peculiar, but it was such a strong feeling. So I've had quite a lot to fall away before I could even get to, well, oh, I see it's not a dirty job. That was almost what I was thinking. And so then I began to open up to, oh, it's more about serving people. Oh, that feels completely different. And at that point, then you start lapping up what's available to you in terms of people who are experienced can come in. My friends, I've got 2 friends who are experienced in sales. Absolutely, they were very successful. And they used to say, look at me and say, well, this is about sales, but I would shut off. They'd try to coach me, it's just as friends, casually, but I would just close my ears because I thought, no, I don't do sales. I was looking for something that was the alternative to it, and there isn't. It's just I made up that, and then I made a problem out of it, and then had to find an alternative to something I was making up. When you see it, you see it. When you don't see it, you don't see it, and that's why in every aspect for me of learning and deepening and grounding my understanding of the principles, being in the conversation, going from misunderstanding to a seeing of the seeing through, the seeing that comes through understanding. Which is why I think we go back and time again in this series of talking about love and understanding. It's key, and it starts with, how am I being with me? How am I seeing other people? I mean, we've covered that in a way, but in the sales conversation, it's the same thing. It's like if I'm going in with a neutral towards loving feeling about it, where's the struggle?
Whole different feeling. And as human beings, we're always we're gauging our life and our quality of life through feeling, aren't we, somehow? Anyway, we're keeping this brief, short, to the point, and hopefully we've got our point across about how it can be fun, how it's easier, how it's doing it comfortably, and that's coming from a place of service. And if you would like to put yourself in the position, let's say, of more of what Sue and I are sharing, you would love to spend 4 days in Spain with us, exploring your business, and particularly looking at the sales conversation, what might be getting in the way for you, how to have better sales conversations with more ease, more grace, more fun, then go check out our page, our event page, which you'll see the link here on the video, because the wonderful Sue, now she's technologically enhanced or whatever, advanced. She will do that for us. Go ahead, check it out. We've got a very special early price which ends on the 15th of August, so go check that out. And we'd love to see you here in Spain. We're limiting it to just 20 people, 3 principal practitioners, and we'd love you to be part of it.
Super. So what remains for me to say is that we welcome any feedback or comments that you might have about any of the videos that we've been showing, and we repeat this on each one of these because it's a genuine request or invitation to be in contact with us. Also, to give you the heads up on our next video, which we are boldly calling or boldly asking this question: could the sales conversation ever be your best business buddy? So we're gonna stay on this theme because we feel that it's really the crux. This is a really important area, and Sheila's experience in business and my experience in mentoring has often pointed to this. So please do be in contact. My name is Sue at principledwellbeing.com. And
that's your email address anyway. I don't
that's
know if
my
it's your
email
name.
address. Did I say? Oh, well, you can call me that. So we look forward to hearing from you. And as we sign off, goodbye from Sue.
At Principled Wellbeing, and goodbye from Sheila.
Cheerio.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks for being here.